Hello, my name is Simon and welcome to Big Orbit Games' latest unboxing video for the new Weiss Schwarz trial deck for Log Horizon. So I'm going to open this up and just go through the contents with you to show you what you get in the deck. I'm going to assume that you're new to Weiss Schwarz, which I can help you with by showing you, but that you do know what Log Horizon is. I've only watched a few episodes of this, so I'm not the biggest expert on Log Horizon, but hopefully you are. So let's have a look inside and see what you get. So you get your pre-made deck in there, 50 card deck. You also get in here stuff to help you play. So obviously the playbook, very useful for, you know, learning the rules of the games. It's not as complicated as it looks. It does take a little bit to get grok how the Weiss Schwarz rules do work, but if you've played other Bushy-Road games, then some of it will seem natural to you. To help you with playing, you do get this rules sheet rather than just a book, which helps explain the cards, the position, places things go, and it also, on the flip side, explains the turn order and how to resolve things, like how to do the attack phase, clock and stuff like that, which is quite useful. And because positions of cards in this game are important, you also get this fold-out playmat. Now you can get quite nice, shiny, rubberized ones, but this was very good for learning how to play. So it gives you positions of everything. It also gives you a turn progression. And on the flip side, you get a little poster just advertising Log Horizon and the extra booster, which you can buy to improve your deck and add new cards. It also gives you my ideas of how to play the deck, how each card sort of works roughly, and also at the bottom it explains some directions to go with expanding and improving on the deck. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the actual cards. Now I need to find the little tab to open this up, which is just here. Let's get this open. So, right off the bat we have the cover card, which is Enchante Shiroi. I'm sorry, anyone who watched my videos knows I'm really bad at pronouncing names, so I'm sorry. I'm going to come back to this one because there are duplicate copies in the deck, so I'm going to come back to this level 3 to explain how he works when we've seen a little bit more of the rest of the deck, so I'll pop back to him shortly. So, first card I'm going to talk about is Druid Sorara. So she's a level 0 with 0 cost. She has no trigger, which is used during the attack. She has 1000 power, which is in the bottom left, and she has 1 ability, so it's a continuous ability, so it's always active. It's an assist, and all of your characters in front of this card get plus 500 power. So on the layout of the layout of your play area, when you play, you'll have your front row, center stage, and your back row. And she goes into your back row and helps boost the cards in front of her by granting them additional 500 power. So she's useful to keep in your back row just to help assist and give you that extra power boost. And you get 4 of those in the deck. Then we have Marielle using telepathy. This is another level 0 character, 0 cost, so costing you no stock to play, no trigger. She has 1 ability, auto. It costs 2 stock, and when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost, which is the 2 stock. If you do, choose a character in a waiting room and return it to your hand. This is called salvaging because it lets you get a card back from the waiting room into your hand, so you can use it later, say to hopefully play it on a later turn. So useful if your card's been forced to be discarded or if you've had a character killed off, etc. So, and you get just 2 of those in there. We also have Revealed Beauty Akatsuki. This is what we call a vanilla, so she's a level 0, 0 stock, and with no ability. Because, well, she has no ability, just her flavor text. She's got 3000 power, so she's a fairly powerful level 0, so she's good at beating down, but with no abilities she doesn't do much else. And you get 4 of those in there. We then have Embarrassed Akatsuki. This is a level 1, so we're moving up into the higher levels now. Costs 0 stock again, so you can play this for free. She's got 4500 power, and continuous. So the number of other weapons or magic type characters you have is 3 or more. This card gets plus 1,500 power. So basically if you have a full field, because it's other characters. Now at the bottom of each character they have their attributes, so weapon and shinobi in this instance. And for her ability, so long as the number of other weapon or magic characters, which, well, the whole deck is full of weapon or magic characters, so it's very easy to fulfill the conditions, at which point she becomes a 6,000 attacker. Adding one of the assisters we saw earlier, she's getting quite powerful and can take on level 2s. Adding climax cards and other power boosts, she can get quite powerful, and you get 2 of those in there. We now have a level 2, so Crescent Moon Alliance Accountant Henrietta. So she's level 2, 1 stock with a soul trigger, and she has backup, which is what this symbol here represents. So what this does is during combat you can use her to boost another character. So she boosts them for 3,000 power by paying 1 stock and putting this card from your hand into your waiting room. So it just helps let you keep one of your characters alive during combat. Say they've been attacked by someone who's more powerful, but you want to keep them around for some particular reason. Backup allows you to do that. And you get 2 of those in there. We then have Crescent Moon Alliance Representative Marielle. She's another level 2, this time costing 1 stock to play though. She has assist. All of your characters in front of her get plus 1,000 power, so double the bonus of the previous assister we saw. And she also has a second ability, Act, pay 1 stock, choose one of your weapon characters, and that character gets plus 1,500 power until end of turn. You can use this to make some fairly fearsome power levels for some of your characters. So not only is she granting them 1,000 power continuously, plus another 1,500 by paying a stock, then adding their own ability, then adding climaxes. You can threaten level 3 characters with your level 2s. You know, this is, you're seeing sort of the focus of the deck. It's quite a big beatdown deck. You get 2 of those in there. We have Furia Sakasuki. She's a level 2 costing 2 stock. However, she is a vanilla because she has no abilities. She does have a soul trigger, which is used when attacking, 2 soul and 9,000 power. So again, she's a really good beater, combined with something like the sister we just saw, plus 1,000 power, plus another the ability, so she could be at 11,500 easily. That is rivaling level 3s. We get 2 of those in there. Then we're on to the first of our climax cards. So you play the climaxes just before the attack phase, and they'll grant you different abilities. Most of them, majority of them have the same abilities. This one, if we get some of the glare off, all your characters get plus 2 soul, and soul is what's used to directly damage the opponent. So assassination, very useful. You can get 2 of those. Now on to the other colour, because this deck is a blue and red deck. We have Chef Nyanta. He's a level 0. Auto, when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the bottom of your on top or the bottom of your deck. What this allows you to do, and why it's useful, is you can play him, and say you look at the top card, you see that there's a card with no trigger, and you want to do that extra damage. You could then put that card to the bottom. Or you see that there's a climax card on the top of your deck and you're going to be attacking in a minute, so you put that climax on the bottom, because if you put one of the climax cards into your stock, which is what you do when you attack, when you check the trigger, if it goes into your stock, it's a lot less likely you're going to be spending it and getting it back into your deck, and you need them in your deck to cancel damage. So ideally you don't want to be pulling them, again, even though they do have, for example, double soul trigger, which can be useful towards the end of the game when you're trying to put as much hurt on your opponent, or very early game if you want to get that damage in fast. But aside from that, really you want to get them back into your waiting room and get them shuffled back into your deck. So he can be very useful. Just helps you manipulate your deck, and you get 2 of those in there. We have Shirei riding a Griffin, another level 0 for 0 stock, 3,000 power, and it's just a vanilla creature. And 4 of those. I'm going to zoom this camera out slightly. There we go. Then we have Swashbuckler Nyanta. So this is what we call a climax combo card. because his ability relies on a climax. So he's level 1, 0 cost to play, this is really nice, by the way. A lot of the cards in here are 0 stock. 5,000 power and auto. When a card named Sophisticated Cooperation is placed on your climax area, if you have another character with Shiroway in its card name, this card gets plus 4,000 power until end of turn. So that puts him at 9,000 power, plus any boosts that you're going to be getting from Sophisticated Cooperation and any assisters. Again, he's rivaling most level 3 characters for power, and that's just at level 1. So this deck is pure beatdown. So you get 2 of those in there. First battle, Natasuga, I can't pronounce these, sorry. First battle, level 1, 5,500 power. Again, vanilla creature, just simple beatdown, and you get 4 of those in there. Then we have Composed Expression Shiroway. He's level 1, costing 1 stock this time, 6,500 power, and he has auto Encore. Put a character from your hand into your waiting room. This is quite a typical replacement Encore ability. As default, all characters have Encore pay 3 stock and keep them alive, which is what Encoring is. However, he's got the replacement effect, or additional effect, sorry, because you can pay for the original 3 still. Put a character from your hand into your waiting room, so basically discard a card to keep him alive. And you get 2 of those in there. Then we have Natasuga. I think I said that one. Level 2, costing 1 stock with 1 soul trigger, 8,000 power. Act, rest one of your magic characters, that's the cost because it's in the square brackets. This card gets plus 1,000 power until end of turn. And I keep saying this, but again, put that boost on him, then add in the assister bonuses. If you remember, the plus 1,000 assist from earlier, plus 1,500, so you're adding 3,500. It's you're getting into some very powerful numbers. There's 4 of those in there. So again, the level 3 I want to explain at the end, so I'm going to put the level 3s to one side. Then we have a level 2 event. So unlike characters which get played to the field, these events are just, you sort of reveal them, pay the cost, do the ability, and they go straight to the waiting room. So this is a level 2, costs you 1 stock. Choose one of your opponent's level 3 or lower characters, and it cannot stand during your opponent's next stand phase. Then choose one of your characters, and it gets plus 2,000 power. So this is helpful for sort of basically just messing with your opponent, stopping them from getting an extra attack in, potentially utilising your character to resolve an ability that they need to rest it for. It's tampering with your opponent, and that's always a positive thing to do. And then nicely you get the additional plus 2k bonus to one of your characters. This could help you just beat down, again, this deck's all about sheer volume of numbers. Then we have just Shiroway, level 2, 1 cost, 8k attack, and an ability, auto, put the top card of your deck into your clock. So damage yourself. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may pay the cost to draw a card. That ability is a bit dicey, primarily because if you're already at level 2, damaging yourself could sort of push you towards level 3. That's a dangerous place to be in, to be damaging yourself. You do get to draw a card, which is good, and again this feeds into our level 3 from the deck, which I'll show you shortly. But you've got to be careful when you play this one and when you use its ability. So just be careful when you use that, because you don't want to kill yourself. And you only get 1 in there. Then we have level 0 Akatsuki. Now she's quite an interesting card. A lot of people dismiss her on first glance, but I'll explain why you shouldn't. So auto, cost is to put a marker from underneath this card into your waiting room. When this card attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's level 0 or lower characters in the center stage and put it into your opponent's waiting room. Now, put a marker from underneath it. Read the second ability. Act, rest this card. If there are no markers underneath this card, put the top card of your deck underneath this card as a marker. So that second ability is where you get your marker from. So this does take a turn of setting up to utilise. However, when this card attacks, you can pay the cost of removing that marker to choose one of your opponent's level 0 or lower characters in the centre and put it into your waiting room. So basically you can snipe one of your opponent's characters away. This could be good early game and possibly towards mid game. Late game, usually your opponent's playing 1s and 2s and 3s, so unfortunately not as useful there. But early game, this can allow you to get through some unopposed swings or attacks, or if you haven't quite got the power boost, or if your opponent's a lot stronger than you, she can be used to clear the way, get that damage through, and you get one of those in there. Then you get the Climaxes. So we have the Sophisticated Cooperation. This is one that is part of the Climax combo with Nian. And when this card is placed on your Climax area from your hand, draw a card, choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 2,000 power and plus 1 soul. So it replaces itself in your hand for having played it, which is cool. And then one of your characters gets a plus 2k and plus 1 soul boost, which again can be useful to keep them alive in a combat situation. And you get 4 of those, so you're quite likely to be able to pull off the combo with him. And then lastly, apart from the level 3, we get the first Spoils of Victory. So when this card is placed on the Climax area from hand, choose up to 1 blue card in your waiting room, put it into stock, and all of your characters get plus 1 soul until end of turn. So this could be useful. You get 2 of these, by the way. That can be useful to help you regain the stock. There are a few cards that do cost stock. Primarily, though, you're looking at things like the abilities which cost, which is what you'd want to get the extra stock to pay for. So it leaves us with the level 3. Now in Weiss Schwarz, your level 3s, you generally don't run more than sort of 4 or 5 in a deck, because if you've hit level 3, you're very close to losing the game. So even though it gives you access to the more powerful cards, you're also closer to dying, so you don't want to bank on being level 3. It's just too risky a place to be. So we get 2 of these cards in the deck, and I'm going to explain the abilities to you now. So they're level 3, 2 cost, 10,000 power, which is very typical for a level 3, and his ability. So continuous, if the number of cards in your hand is 5 or more, this card gets plus 1,500 power, and the following ability. Continuous, during this card's battle, your opponent cannot play backup from their hand. And auto, when this card is frontal attacked, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top of your deck or into your waiting room. As far as level 3s go, he's not a great level 3. I'll explain why. So first of all, his first ability, useful, plus 1,500 power, fits with the beatdown theme of the deck. And the inability for your opponent to play backup can be very useful, but not everyone does run backups, or at least in great quantities. Also, it requires 5 or more cards in hand. Now usually, most of the time during Weiss Schwarz, you are just rushing and doing soul damage, so you're unlikely to have that many cards in hand, or you're going to have to sit on cards in order to set up for him, which can be conversely just as bad. Secondly, his other ability, his second ability makes up for it really, actually. When he's attacked, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top of the deck or into your waiting room. What this allows you to do, if you see, for example, you just see a normal card, so a normal character, you can drop it to your waiting room, hopefully increasing the chance that you'll hit a climax during the damage, which will obviously then cancel the damage. So the second ability is quite useful, however the first one, unfortunately, I think is just a bit too much to try and work towards, just for the power boost, when so much of it gives out power boost quite freely. So a little disappointed in the level 3, but it's not bad, and for the trial deck as a whole, I think it does work within the themes of it. So there we go, that's all the cards from the Log Horizon trial deck. Overall, the trial deck is just almost pure and simple, big power beatdown deck. It's just going to smash apart anything your opponent puts into play, keeping their field at a very small number, just because they're just going to plow through them. No, I really like this one. I think if you were to get hold of a second copy of the trial deck, you could sort of start putting in some more of the cards to try and duplicate them up, removing some of the vanillas for some more solid cards. But yeah, overall I really like this deck. For those of you who watch Log Horizon, you'll have to let me know if it represents the anime very well. But yeah, no, I definitely like this trial deck. I think it's a very good one. It'll be interesting to see how players adjust it with the extra booster, which has also come out. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have any comments, questions, or anything you'd like to know, just ask below in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos in future. I hope you've enjoyed watching. That's bye from me, Simon, and I'll see you next time. Bye.